Good afternoon and welcome to BBC London. I'm Frankie McCamley. Daisy Simpson is from Essex. She has an extremely rare brain condition said to affect 1 in a million people. But she says she's not getting proper support and has lived in her bedroom for 2 years. It's something the charity Genetic Alliance UK says is all too common. Our health correspondent Nikki Fox has the details, and just a warning, her report does contain some distressing images.
Daisy Simpson from Brentwood is 34. 2 years ago, she was active. Now she hardly leaves her bedroom. She's diagnosed with 17 health conditions. The latest is debilitating and rare, and her flat's not fit for her needs.
I have none of the equipment that we need to safely transfer me, to catheterise me, to manage my bowel care. We can't get carers to stay because the housing situation is so unsafe. I feel dehumanised, I feel degraded.
Before being diagnosed with moya moya, Daisy performed on stage, even auditioning for the National Theatre. But the disease fuses the brain's blood vessels and in 2021 caused a major stroke. Daisy wanted to show this video to highlight how complex her condition is to manage. But her wheelchair can barely get through some rooms. The bathroom doorway is so narrow, the only way Daisy can get in is by being wheeled through on an office chair.
Daisy's a young, intelligent person whose physical needs are stopping her from living a full life. And I think she's got a right to live that life.
She's under specialists at 7 hospitals, but nobody's written an overall plan, so appointments clash and staff don't have guidance for managing pain. One care worker highlighted her story on social media.
I'm afraid that one day I'm going to step in and I'm going to find Daisy dead.
I'm having to constantly advocate and fight for my life, and it's not a choice. And even if there are budget cuts and things are stretched, humanity costs nothing.
In a statement, Brentwood Borough Council told us, we've identified a property that will be suitable, but requires extensive work to meet these needs. We're striving to speed up a move as quickly as we can. The NHS in Mid and South Essex added it was hoping to arrange a system-wide meeting with Daisy soon. Nikki Fox, BBC London.
Detectives investigating a hit and run in South London have named the man who was killed. Ronaldo Medeiros de Oliveira, who was 44, died in the crash involving his motorbike and a car last Tuesday in Streatham. Police are looking for 3 people who they believe left a blue BMW abandoned at the scene. Now, you may have seen them on your high street, so-called refill shops. They began popping up all over the capital to reduce waste. But in recent months, some have started to struggle. It says a number of surveys have found people have stopped trying to be sustainable because of the rising cost of living. Tara Welsh went to visit one shop that was expanding. Now it's at risk of closure.
If it's pulses, soap, spices or peanut butter, people can refill it here. The idea is that customers bring their own bags and jars and save on packaging. Stone Mini Market in Leytonstone had been growing over the last 10 years. The owners quadrupled their floor space as local people looked for ethical options. But the cost of living has changed that.
Customers haven't got the buying power that they used to have, and we saw a decrease in about 60% of sales, which combined with the increase of bills is making it really hard to sustain and keep the business.
She says if things don't improve by the summer, they'll have to close the refill shop.
We know of a list of 7 shops like ours that do this stuff that had to close. We are one of the few in our area left.
Surveys have suggested that the biggest worry for people is the cost of living. The environment is still a top concern, with 2/3 agreeing that individuals need to act now. Almost half said they'd like to do more but can't afford to.
plastic pollution is still a major issue for consumers. They're trying to do the right thing. They're trying to make eco choices, but increasingly the cost of living is making them alter their priorities. And this often means taking food that they would normally buy outside of supermarkets to going to supermarkets and buying products that are covered in plastic.
Back in Leytonstone, they've started holding classes and other community events to try and help, and they're hoping things improve, but say they can't be sustainable if the food they stock ends up going to waste. Tara Welsh, BBC London.
Now there's only 2 months to go until the start of the FIFA Women's World Cup, and ahead of the tournament, the trophy is going on a world tour, and it's made a stop right here in London. Young players at the football charity Bloomsbury were able to see it up close.
When we were driving here, I was like, it's just a trophy. But then when we got here and I saw it, I was like, wow, it's like in real life, and like this is what like real like professionals pick up like when they win, and it was just amazing.
It's very cool, and I hope one day I'll hold it up.
And good luck to them. Now, when you think of a windmill, you may well think of the Netherlands, but what about right here on our doorstep? Shirley Windmill in Croydon is one of a small handful in the capital, and it's now reopening to visitors who can see how flour used to be made.
Welcome to Shirley Windmill. It was built in 1854 and was used to grind corn into flour. One of only 4 windmills open to the public in the whole of Greater London. At the top of the mill you can see the sails, which were turned by the wind, which turned the machinery inside. We're now going to go inside the mill, up to the top. The sails are at the front of the mill there, and they turn this great big wheel here to turn the machinery down below. Down to the next floor, which is where the grain would have been stored. Down another floor, which is where the millstones are, which would grind the grain into flour. The ground meal fell down, then had to be separated until it was all taken out through the loading door. And lastly, on the ground floor, which would have been used as a workshop or storage, everything in this mill was wind powered. This interesting piece of Croydon's history, Shirley Windmill.
How wonderful. Well, now it's time for a look at the weather. Here's Kate Kinsella.
Good afternoon. It was quite a chilly start first thing this morning, but a very bright one. Lots of sunshine around first thing, very little, as you can see, in the way of cloud. But the cloud has been increasing and will continue to this afternoon. So more cloud around, but still some decent spells of sunshine. Still got a bit of a breeze as well. It's a northwesterly, not quite as strong as yesterday, but noticeable. And there is a chance of 1 or 2 isolated showers. But most places staying dry, fine, with temperatures reaching 17 Celsius. Now this evening, overnight, any cloud or remaining showers should break up and clear. So under clear skies, the temperature getting chilly again. Could just see a little more cloud as we head through to dawn tomorrow. The minimum down to 5 or 6 Celsius. It's a largely fine, dry start tomorrow, but the cloud a little quicker to move in as we head through Wednesday. Still the chance of 1 or 2 isolated showers tomorrow. Temperatures reaching a maximum of 18 Celsius. Now high pressure stays with us for Thursday, so again largely fine and dry for Friday. A weak cold front edges towards us. It breaks up as it heads in our direction, so by the time it reaches us, not much left. You might just get 1 or 2 showers, and temperatures staying in the mid to high teens Celsius.
Well, that's it from me and the Lunchtime team. Riz is back with your evening news. Until then, just search BBC London News for all of the latest in the capital, and have a lovely day in the sunshine. Bye-bye.